No, there you go. So I'm going to show you a video to give you a chance to compare getting a 4-year degree to a 4-year apprenticeship. Actually, it's more like a 3-year apprenticeship plus a few years of journeyman, but the total is 4 years. So let's go to some search, and we're going to type in DIR for Department of Industrial Relations.ca.gov. And then you're going to get some search. You're going to get California Department of Industrial Relations. Just click on that. Go to search. Type in wage sheets. And you're going to get some results. Click on directors, general prevailing wage determinations. And then you have two options here. So I'm going to take this, copy it. I'm going to paste it here. So I'm going to open up both at the same time, right? So right here, we're going to do apprenticeship. So I'm going to bring up the apprenticeship wages, type in Los Angeles, that's where I'm at, hit submit. And I'm looking at the carpenters right now. And we want to look at, so this shows you the period, right? First period, 1,000 hours, 600 hours each. And then we're going to look at journeyman. Let's give you statewide Southern California. And you're looking at carpenters here. So this is what I'm familiar with. This is what I know. So this is looking at here's your hourly rate, health and welfare, pension package, vacation. All this stuff adds up to the 7132. I don't see them putting in the union dues. So that's about almost 10%, probably close to 8%. But regardless, so what I did here is I did a bit of a chart to show you. We got first period, 1,000 hours, 600. So then here's her starting wage. It's about 40, I think it is 40% of journeyman. So if you do the math, it's 40% of the 47.37. And then shows it. So here, what I did was I took all these hours, right? 600,000 hours, multiplied it by the total package over here, wages plus benefits. And I did a separate sheet here to show, or a separate column here to show just the hourly wage and the vacation. That's basically pocket, what you put in your pocket at the end of the week. I didn't include the taken out for the union dues. This is from the DIR, and that's a separate thing. But this is what's on your check. This is what the contract is for the prevailing wage. So you don't have to be in the union to do a prevailing wage job, but they got to pay you this package if you're going to be on that job. So I did. So here's a collective for the 1,000 hours, the wages and package for the 600 for each period, right? It's period wages and benefits. And then you get to the end here. So I had to add 2,480 hours to get to the 4 years, because that's what we're comparing it to, a 4-year degree. So at the end of the 4 years, in wages, you're bringing home 334,000. In wages and benefit, 432,000. And then, so here's a kind of an average. What's the average? So I guess the question is, sometimes somebody may not want. I don't want to take a hit. I was making $22 an hour. First period apprentice started at 9 when I got in, and I wasn't looking forward to it. I was actually adamantly opposed to it. I didn't want to take a hit. And then after, I was driving a friend to the job, and he was telling me about the union, getting in as a first period apprentice and how it was working out for him. And at the end of that, and I was struggling with getting paid on one of the jobs, I turned around and told the guy I'd be there the next day. So if you're looking to get on the job, how I did it was I was driving him up there every day, because my job didn't start till 8. I was taking him to the job at 5:30. The superintendent rolled in at 5:40. So we'd show up on the day. He'd say, "We got nothing. Come back in a couple weeks." I think we were back the next day. Nothing. Come back in a week. Nothing. Come back a couple days. He did that for about, I think it was about a week and a half or 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks. And he brought him on as an apprentice. I think he was third or fourth period apprentice, and asked me if I wanted in. And like I said, I just decided, yes, I'd do it. I would take the hit. And the job was at least a year and a half long. So I joined, and taking that financial hit in the beginning was the best financial decision I ever made. Uh, so that's my experience. So what I wanted to do is share my experience and kind of compare what the, not only just comparing it to school, but see if you're going to take a hit financially for the first going through the apprenticeship, what the hit is at the end of the 4 years. And I did that here. So your average total income with just pay, that's wages plus your vacation, the average over those 4 years is 83,500 a year. That's about the same as a bachelor's degree, right? It's like exactly the same. It's actually probably more. I did a flow chart on that earlier and I can't remember, but it was probably right around 85. That's 85,000 with experience, I think. So it's the average over that BA's bachelor's degree career. And then we have their wages plus benefits comes out to 108. And you have a certificate, that's state recognized. So depending on what you're doing in your career, where you're going around in the world, that's a state recognized apprenticeship. So right here, I'm looking at the journeyman, kind of separated a little bit. This is what I'm working out the numbers on right now for contract stuff. So the average pay, just wages plus the vacation is 113.7 thousand, and they're taking off about almost 10% for what I recollect was this right here, 0.08, 8.5% for the union dues. Wages and vacation is 105. Pretty freaking fantastic. That's like the same as a professional degree, which you'd get after 4 years of college, but you're not going to get until you got some experience, unless you're shining and you're getting those offers while you're still at school. But anyways, that's what it's about. So you can make more. They can't pay a penny less. That's not true. I think on the prevailing wages they can't, but as a union signatory, I just realized in 2016 to 2015, one of the guys I was working with had been working on a job where they were paying him less. It was under $1 million, and the contract with the signatory says if it's under $1 million, you can offer guys less, and if they take it, you got to hire them. I mean, you can hire them, but they'd have to accept that. And the dirty trick is they might not even tell you. They might just go, okay, yeah, you hire you, and then you're not. If you didn't realize, you might be stuck with that job, and then you'd have to quit, right? Because the first check you saw, you'd see you were short. I think it's 10 or 15% less. So it is possible to make less, but I never did. They can pay you more, and I often did. They're going to pay you $3, $4, $5, $7 an hour if you're in layout. For what I did, they're paying $4 to $7 an hour over scale, and that's pretty nice. So you're looking at bigger than that. So, anyways, that's kind of what I wanted to show you and inform. Maybe you could share this with people. The dir.ca.gov will show you the package for this. And honestly, if you're interested, drop a question in there, and I'll show you. I'll explain more of how to get on that job. But ultimately, as a first period apprentice, you have to solicit the job, which means you have to go up there and talk to the guys and figure out what it is that they're doing and make sure they understand what you can do for them. And then they say, we'll indenture you. You take that indenture sheet to the hall. So you got to get the indenture sheet from the hall. They fill it out, and then you take it back to the hall, and then you're in the unit as an apprentice. So that's kind of the process. And like I said, I showed up every day. If you want a job, you show up every day at the job. Before the superintendent rolls in, you talk to the guys. After you talk to the superintendent, find out what they're doing, do your research, do some investigation, research yourself on what they do, so that you can convince them that you're going to be a benefit, and that's how you get in as a first period apprentice. They have a pre-apprenticeship program too, and you can go to that dir.gov. If you type in pre-apprentice, you might find something there. How to become an apprenticeship program, how to set up, how to become an apprentice. I think it's kind of in there. resources, veterans, find available apprenticeship programs, pre-apprentice right there. Yeah. Anyways, there's some stuff in there, and there's phone numbers too. You can call these, but there's an email directly right there, and then you're going to start to find out who's running those programs. If you go in here, how to become an apprentice, really not what this is about. Find apprenticeship programs. They give you a whole list of stuff. So you type in, this is another good one. Find an apprenticeship program. You could type that right in there, and then look up carpenter. Right? Hit search. You're going to get all the different kind of carpenter things here. Training Committee of Northern California. This is one I'm familiar with. Southern California, JATC. Hit that, and it's going to give you apprenticeship programs. It's looking like $17.50 an hour here, but this might be expired, right? This is not necessarily up to date. Looks like it's a little older. Minimum age, no test. You got to just convince the office, the company that you're worth hiring. They bring you in as an indentured apprentice. You have some phone numbers here. If you're interested in these, man, you start calling these people up, and if they see you're interested, they're going to actually try to help you get on. That's what I can tell you about that, and hope that helps you make a decision in your career, whether you want to go to college or not, or whether you can afford it or not, or whether you want to put your parents in debt over it or not. You could take a couple classes a year for the next 10 years and come out with a bachelor's degree while still making $100,000 a year if you want. Hope that helps. Good luck. Thanks for watching.